Hi, this is Dave Yant. I'm going to be painting a Christmas window sign. I have my materials all lined up and I'm ready to get started. First step, what I do is have the windows clean, and then I lay it out with a Stabilo pencil. And a Stabilo pencil is a white pencil, and you can wipe it off with water really easily, kind of a water-soluble pencil. It's like a crayon. So here I go. And we got Santa eating an ice cream and an elf with drinking a coffee. We're going to swing around here to these other windows. So we got a sign. You don't want to roll too much paint because it'll take forever to dry, especially on a cloudy day like this. So we want to get kind of a thinner coat of paint on. That way we're not hanging out forever waiting for it to dry. Pretty much dried now, so I'm going to draw everything with a charcoal stick right now. These are my Christmas window samples from 1998-99. Can't believe I still have these. Okay, next we're going to roll on the colors now that we have it drawn out in charcoal. We're gonna go with yellow first. And I keep them in little quart Ziploc bags. It's always good to have a butter knife. And a lot of times you just use the edge of the roller to get in the hard to reach places. And you can go out of the lines a little because you'll be cleaning it up with the black outline. Next, I'm going to do the red with the roller. I try to do all the big areas with the roller to save time. And I'm just using a good quality flat house paint. getting the green out, rolling with the Sherline roller. I'm gonna start brushing now, and I'm gonna start with this ice cream, make it strawberry. And I'm using a Liquitex flat brush. I'll add a couple highlights. Now I'm gonna do the flesh color. I'm gonna use the same brush for pretty much the whole thing, and I just wash it out in between. I have a bucket of water that I use. Next I'm gonna do the flesh color for Santa and his elf, and that is just white and orange mixed together, and it gives you a good flesh. So I really want to lay this brush down flat to get all the paint out of it. Now I got my red paint out, and I'm using a brush for the smaller areas that I can't do with the roller. And what I do is I mix the paint to be the consistency a little thicker than milk. And then I have a piece of cardboard, and I palette my brush on the cardboard. Dip it in, get a little paint off it, palette it up, and it's ready to use. Now I'm going to wash the brush out and get the blue for the highlights. I'm washing the brush out, and I always have a paper towel to kind of wipe the paint off the ferrule. And using one brush, it takes time to wash it, but it really saves your brushes. as opposed to having a bunch of brushes all for every color. Some of them might dry out while you're doing another color in your brush, so I use one brush. Now, light blue, I use it for highlights on snow. And I'll show you right now. I dip it in, palette the brush, get it nice and loaded. Then I just add the highlights. And I highlight everything that's white. Oops, the red was a little wet. When I do the highlighting, I go on the right side of the strokes. So if we have this, I wouldn't do the left, I would go from the right, all the right strokes, and top. Okay, now I'm going to start outlining everything in black. I'm using a flat black acrylic house paint. And here I go. What I'm using right here is a maul stick. What happens is, say if I put my hand for a brush to do a brush stroke, my hand might shake a little bit. But if I set the maul stick down and I rest my hand on it, it gives me a nice, easier stroke because it steadies my hand. Sometimes I use the side of my brush for a thin stroke. Okay, the last step I do is add white highlights. And what's good to do is a little bit of snowflake action. It always kind of makes it look a little magical. Okay, I got the windows all painted. It was a fun day. Holiday window painting is a fun job.